Hello. This will be a video about proper names in Greek. Now, why is it important to recognize proper names in Greek? It is important because proper names in Greek need the definite article to go with them. It's a very common mistake that people make to say phrases like the one I'm going to write now, like um, John είναι όμορφος. Now, okay, the thing is, if you say this phrase to Greek, he will be confused because what he expects to hear, he or she expects to hear, is "O John είναι όμορφος," and this phrase without the article will sound really unnatural. So to learn how to do this properly, we have to know how to recognize proper names. Now, let me start with point number 2 here. Um, to speak broadly about proper names and to have in mind not a definition really of proper names, but a kind of um, guideline of how to distinguish them in real life. I would say that proper names identify a single, a particular or object or an individual, whereas nouns, other nouns, usually um, identify a class of individuals or objects and can be defined. Proper names, on the contrary, cannot be defined. So, for example, well, words like cats, dogs, cars, forks, knives, windows, yeah, wall, teacher, student, all these words are nouns because not proper names, to be specific. Um, because you can give a definition. I could define a cat as an animal that has 4 legs and some specific characteristics. Whereas if I'm talking about, let's say, John or Mary or Rotterdam or the moon, I cannot come up with a meaningful definition that will allow me to say, for the people I know, which one is John. I could describe this person for sure, but I can't really come up with a definition. Now, another thing is in Greek, that's quite convenient. Proper names are almost always capitalized. There are very few exceptions to this. So basically, yeah, that helps a lot when you read the text to be able to tell them apart. Notice this is the case also in English for the most part. Words like John and Mary and Paris and France are also capitalized in English. And finally, I think that confuses many people in the beginning when they learn Greek, but really should be clear to help you understand what's going on here, is that it doesn't matter for the purpose of our conversation now. It doesn't matter at all whether a word is Greek or foreign. So whether I'm talking about Yanis or John, or whether I'm talking about Petros or Peter, Mary or Maria, it doesn't matter. They will both need the article in Greek. Ή Maria, ο John, ο Peter, η Νέα Υόρκη, η Washington, etc. Now, so what proper names do we have? Well, first of all, names of all sorts. First names, Kostas, or Peter, or Ahmed, η Sultana, η Maria. Yeah. Surnames, Brown, ο Παπαδόπουλος, ο Ντοστογεύσκη, ο Τολστόι, ο Πούσκιν, ο Sinan, yeah, so all these things. And then nicknames. Now, don't worry too much about this, that in Greek we do this a lot, in English it's a bit less natural. You can use like an adjective as a nickname for somebody very easily. Like in the same way in English I could say the tall one, in Greek I can say ψηλή. And sometimes, these things are so common that almost replace the real name of somebody. Especially, when you are a kid or when you are like with friends, for a long time, some people might just call you the tall one, or, the whatever characteristic makes you stand out. So in this case, they behave when it comes to the article as a normal proper name. I would say η ψηλή είναι από τη Θεσσαλονίκη. Ο κοντός είναι πολύ όμορφος, etc. Now, let's pass to B, geographical terms of any kind. Mountain ranges, oceans, seas, anything that can, put on a map, including planets, by the way, yeah? This could include planets, counts as a proper name. So examples are το Παρίσι, Ρουάντα, το Everest, etc. And το φεγγάρι as well. Το φεγγάρι here in the sense of the moon, and the Aphrodite, Venus, the planet, not a person. I'm talking about the planet here. And finally, we have some number C would be related to time. So days, η Δευτέρα, η Τρίτη, Τετάρτη, months, ο Γενάρης, ο Απρίλης, ο Ιούνις, and finally years. That's something that people often forget, but years count as well. Now the problem is years cannot be capitalized, of course, so you just have to remember this, like το 1950, το 226, το 350 π.Χ. Now, just a word of caution, a quick word of caution. If you use the vocative, of course, you don't use the article. That's how the vocative works in Greek. The vocative in Greek has no article. So, Maria, που πας, Κώστα, τι κάνεις, Αντώνη, πώς είσαι, yeah? And this very commonly used phrase, με λένε, blah, 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 με λένε Αντώνιο, με λένε Κλεοπάτρα, no article. And that's it. I hope this was helpful for you.